we want to ask you a question, and we think this is something that all of you will be able to answer. Step 1 is ask. Step 2, source answer. Step 3 is you get into alignment. Step 4, you stay there often. Step 5 is when there's contrast, you're not mad at yourself. So it's the step 5 that we adore most of all, because that means life is doing what life will do to your advantage, and you are letting the advantage be yours. So here's our question to you. Let's say that you've been doing as you've described. You've been meditating, you know you're tuned in, and you're feeling higher degrees of satisfaction more during the day. And then something happens that clearly you don't want to happen. And if you could have chosen, if somebody had said, do you want that or that, you wouldn't have chosen it necessarily. Your conscious mind would not have said, bring that to me. But there you are in the middle of it. But now you're not upset. You're still in the satisfying mode, because you're feeling satisfied in what the contrast is now producing in terms of evolution. We'll say it again. Step 5 is something went wrong. Ordinarily you'd have a little fit. You don't feel like having a fit because before it went wrong you had prepared the atmosphere. So now life can show you something unwanted, and since you're still in the receiving mode, the solution occurs in the moment that you turn your attention to the problem. Can there be anything more satisfying than that? We like it so much when you reach the place where you can embrace all life, because until then you want to do what almost all humans want to do. You want to sort the environment into piles. These are good piles, these are bad piles. These are good people, these are bad people. These are good intentions, these are bad intentions. And then you get this war against these things that you do not want, that just acts as a self-defeating mechanism all of the days of your life. You were not born to be against things. You were born to be for things. You knew that the contrast would produce desire within you, and that then the desire, once you consciously realized it, that then you would be for it. And so you're all rolling along. You're doing really good at that. We just want you to reach this place where when something happens that you think you're not for, that you don't lose your connection, that you're able to see it through the eyes of source. What thoughts are you thinking about you? Are they the vortex version of you? Are they the now reality version of you? Are they the defensive version? Are they the protective version? Are your thoughts about you and your world and others around you, are they satisfying thoughts? Are they defensive thoughts? Are they thoughts that feel like satisfying all the way to love? Or are they thoughts that feel like dissatisfying all the way to hate? When you reach the place, and you're there, where you don't ask the world to change in order to deserve your love, you just find a way to love it anyway. What happens is you stay in that step 5 position where contrast will show itself to you, because it is essential to evolution, and evolution is what you are all about. That's why you came. You are an eternal being. You came knowing that there is no ending to that which you are. So how do you reconcile that? If you are an eternal being in a contrasting environment, isn't it essential that you find a way to embrace the very contrast that is essential for the eternal nature of your being? And isn't it the opposite when you say this is right and this is wrong, and all people should agree with this rightness or wrongness? Isn't limiting the variety of the universe moving backwards, and isn't expanding the variety of the universe moving forward? It's either expansion or it's not. Which is it? Are you proponents of expansion? Are you proponents of more? Because we want you to know that's who your inner being is. The mantra of the non-physical universe, of that which man wants to call God, of that which we call all that is, the mantra is more, because nothing else is logical. And fortunately, humans don't have their hand on that lever. The more is a sure thing. All you can do as an individual is pinch yourself off from this life force that is flowing to you and through you. And when you pinch it off, it feels sucky, and when you allow it, it feels wonderful. And as you come to consciously manage that, life becomes sublime. Do you feel like you followed most of this today? We do. Do you feel like satisfaction is the key for you? We do. Do you think you know the difference between a satisfying feeling and one that isn't? We do. Do you think that we're asking you to stay in satisfaction all the time? No. Just know the difference and lean that way. And the more you're aware and the more you lean that way, the more of it you will feel, and the more you will fulfill your intention in coming here. So now think about what we just said. Think about what we just said in the last 10 minutes, and then think about this. You are source energy, and you existed in a vibrational state of being, and you made the deliberate intention to focus some of that consciousness into this physical body, and you intended with everything you are to have joyous expansion while you are here. And now it's time for you to find ways of fulfilling that intention. You said, I'm a lover, and I'm going to go forth and I'm going to love, and I'm a creator, and I'm going to go forth and I'm going to create, and I am strong, I'm not vulnerable, I don't need to be protected or defended, I have the resources that create worlds flowing through me, and so my life will do for me just what I knew it would do. It will produce personal, intentional desires within me, and when that happens, I will feel a feeling of exhilaration, certainly a feeling of satisfaction, and then I will follow the lead of what my life has produced for me. It is your intention, not just in this body, but forevermore, to live happily ever after. And it is our promise to you that once you make your transition into non-physical, you'll recall that, and you'll experience it, and you will embrace it fully. Our part with you is that we all agreed that we would find some conversations to make it possible and probable, in fact certain, that you can live happily ever after while you're here in this body, just like you intended. And if you don't care who gets the credit, and you don't care who else does it or doesn't do it, you'll just be fine, and you'll accomplish it sooner than later.